Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Those words are written on the Statue of Liberty. They are part of the promise we offer to new Americans. But here, inside our beloved country, the golden door often remains elusive. Today, more than 3 million Americans are homeless at least part of the year. In Detroit, the problem is acute. Thousands sleep on the streets each night, battling cold and hunger. For these men and women, life is day-by-day survival.
S.A.Y. Detroit came out of a news story that I read about the Super Bowl when it was coming to Detroit, that they were going to take the homeless in Detroit and give them a party. And then, of course, on Monday morning, when the Super Bowl was over and everybody was gone, all the homeless people were going to be told, basically, party's over, go back out on the street.
Chad Audi is the president of the Detroit Rescue Mission, which provides over 1 million meals each year to Detroit's homeless.
Around the Super Bowl time, Mitch Albom called us and he said that he would like to create an ongoing services for the homeless population.
Albom decided to spend a night in a homeless shelter and write a column about it for the Detroit Free Press in hopes of raising awareness. With generous donations from all around the world, including significant contributions from the Illich family, the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, and Red Wings, S.A.Y. Detroit's initial goal, as first set by Albom, was greatly exceeded.
Our first goal was to raise $60,000 to provide services only through the cold season. He was able to raise $310,000.
As a result of the public opening its heart, S.A.Y. Detroit was able to provide the Detroit Rescue Mission with funds for 24-hour expanded service, a new van, a mental health worker, and 30 new beds. Then it reached out to other shelters, providing a year's supply of milk at the Capuchin Soup Kitchen, 150 new mattresses at Cass Community Social Services shelters, a new kitchen for the Veterans Shelter, and incredibly, the funds to construct a licensed daycare center at the Coalition on Temporary Shelter, so that homeless women could leave their children cared for while they searched for employment and a way off the streets.
I'm a supervisor on the afternoon shift right now, and I'm a resident specialist. But I came through here too. I started off in here as a client in 2001. Ever since I was young, I always dibbled and dabbled in drugs. Been shot 3 times, stabbed twice, been ran over by a train. I lost my leg. Everybody have their own problems, and so that's what the rescue mission is here. Just to help you out with the problem.
Through the mission, it brought me to be a man who I want to be. And I thank God for this place. It's a blessing.
My story is I was off on drugs and alcohol, and I really have nowhere to stay. So a friend of mine told me about the Detroit Rescue Mission. They helped me, and they got an anger management program, and the staff is real, like being at home. They're real friendly, and they help you one-on-one and stuff like that. I know I'm in school now, U.S. truck driving school right in Michigan and Central.
Today, from a writer's simple notion of lending a hand, S.A.Y. Detroit is a full-fledged 501(c) charity with a mission of helping the homeless for years to come. This is thanks to your generosity. S.A.Y. Detroit was not the first charity Mitch Albom founded. 9 years ago, he created Time to Help, an effort to make our city a better place through hands-on volunteering. Albom said the charity was forged from his visits with his college professor, Maury Schwartz, chronicled in the book Tuesdays with Maury.
One of the things that he told me before he died was that it's not enough to just write a check to charities, that you really should be involved in the community that you live in, wherever that community is. And I think I had always been pretty much a write a check to charity guy.
Since that time, Time to Help has completed more than 100 projects and gathered over 3,000 volunteers to staff the good works of numerous nonprofit agencies. Time to Help's coordinating partner is Volunteer Impact.
What we do is we talk to agencies, nonprofits that need volunteers for short-term projects, 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday or a Tuesday, and we find the volunteers.
Projects have included caring for, feeding, and comforting those in need in our community, as well as painting and cleaning buildings, constructing homes, and packing and delivering food. A Christmas party is organized every year at a shelter for women and children. After Hurricane Katrina, Time to Help volunteers sprung into action, welcoming those who escaped to Michigan with a healthy dose of Midwest hospitality.
We bussed in over 100 family members from 5 area hotels to a local park that we transformed into what really seemed like the State Fair, except it didn't cost anything to get in and everything there was donated. And it was just a beautiful thing to experience.
I saw the kids when they came off the bus, you know, I just looked at them as they were getting off, and the feeling you saw then, and it became the feeling of kinship between people, and the rest of that day, the food, the music, the games, just the interaction and the love of community, it was a perfect day, and you know, that was one of the greatest days in these projects I've ever had.
It is not only the people who are served and helped by the Time to Help volunteers, it's the volunteers also whose lives are impacted and changed forever.
I got involved with Volunteer Impact over 9 years ago when my son was having some problems in school. He became very, very depressed and talked about suicide. So we got him into therapy because I didn't want to lose my son. And the therapist said that the best thing for Craig would be if he could help other people. Within weeks of this counseling session and his therapy, we're listening to Mitch Albom show and heard about the Time to Help. And I told him, we're going to go and do this. This is your chance. So we began doing that, and we've been doing it every single month since. I would definitely say that being involved in Volunteer Impact has saved Craig's life. Yes, I would.
Maury Schwartz once said, "If you're giving, you're living." With your kind efforts to Say Detroit, Time to Help, and Volunteer Impact, you will not only be giving of yourself to others, you may be amazed at how much you are giving yourself. Join Mitch in becoming involved in the Detroit community and opening the golden door of promise to all of those around you.